Part three. I'm back. Well, here's the other thing. I sit back and I don't know, man. I'm looking at society and I'm seeing so much craziness. And I've often had and heard from different people. They're like, "You're so different. You know, your mentality is different, and you know, you don't act like or speak like what you look like." And sometimes I'm amazed, sometimes I'm in awe, sometimes I'm appreciative of it because I might be in my mechanic's clothes, you know, working and doing something on a car. And I don't want to look like a grease monkey. You know, I am one. I love to turn wrenches. That's what I do. I'm very, creative, but I don't want to look like that's as far as, that's the furthest reach of my prowess, or that's the largest extent of my mentality. That's just something I do. But I tell you this. I definitely tell you this. We got to do better. We got to be better. But the reason that I am the way I am, and I'm very specific in the fact that I finally have realized, and it took me years to know this, why I think and feel the way that I do. I have a father, a dad. His name was Henry Granger. Is Henry Granger. Thank God, still here. My mother and my father are still alive. All of my grandparents have passed. But I sit back and I think about that. I have had some pretty powerful men in my life. I've had some men in my life in different aspects of my life who've really shown me some things, good and bad. I'm serious, good and bad. My father, Henry Granger, psychologist, school counselor. He worked a lot with different organizations, the healthcare associations, 501c3s, very active in the community, and I think that's why I got my sense of community. My grandfather was born in 1902. Virtually what the world would consider functionally illiterate. Never really read books. In those days, it wasn't a focus on education being a young black man. It was focused on family and taking, working and taking care of things, bringing in some money. And he worked for the railroad, but he taught me some life lessons. You don't have a book to learn some of the stuff that I know. My great grandma, Mama Honey, died at 107 years old. To talk to someone who was literally the first descendant of freed people, literally the first descendant, her parents were slaves. People think that it wasn't still going on. It was, a little over 100 years ago. And to talk to someone who could give you that insight. And then I ran the streets and I banged. I did a lot of things, and I won't name, any of those guys' names out of respect. But man, I'm telling you, they taught me a lot. They taught me a lot. Keith Dwayne, rest in peace. I will speak his name. Guy taught me a lot about those streets. Rob taught me a lot about those streets. Rug taught me a lot about those streets. And I had to learn a lot of it on my own myself, man. Made some bad decisions, even though I had some good influences. So it's not a guarantee that your child is going to do the best, or it's not a guarantee with the influence of a father, a grandfather, any other man, that the child is going to do something, because we still are granted this wonderful thing, and it's also scary, called free will. So you can do what you want to do. And my parents told me, they said, keep on. You're going to reap the benefits of your bull. And I did, because I was so creative as a kid. I did some stuff, and I reaped the benefits. I got back everything that I gave out. Please believe me, everything that you give out, you will return to you fourfold. You give it out, it's coming back. Maybe not to you, but to somebody you love. Maybe not exactly how you pushed out, but it's coming back in a similar fashion, and you will know it when it touches you, because it's going to touch you. But here is the key factor about my life, why I am different. Why now I can be in Pennsylvania, in New Jersey, and New York, but I'm from Mississippi, and I'm a Tennessee resident, and I have traveled the entire world. I really have. I have gone. Okay, here's some of the factors. I did some dumb things as a kid, but because I had a prevalent and relevant father, mother, grandfather, grandmother, great-grandmother, I had a blueprint, like a building. It was laid out for me, a plan. Now, I did not necessarily follow it, but it was there for me. Thank God somebody laid it out. So when I did decide that it was time for me to start acting accordingly, I knew how. I knew how, because it was laid out for me. It just was time for me to make my own decisions. But how do you think these young kids feel that want to change things up, want to live a certain life, want to be a certain way, want to go to school, want to do this and want to do that, but they have no game plan? They have nothing laid out in front of them. Some of them don't know when the next meal they're going to eat. They don't know, if they're going to have clean clothes. They don't know when they go to school, how they going to get home. When they get home, how they going to eat. When they graduate, if they're going to be able to go to college, have a warm bed, go to school. We have no game plan, nothing. So guess what? They're out there trying to navigate life without a compass, without a map, no square, nothing. They have no working tools. They have no tools in order to move to the next level, to elevate to the next degree. They have nothing, because the masters in their life, and those masters are their parents, are absent, because mom's got to work and dad's doing whatever the hell he's doing, wherever he's doing it. Now, I want to say this. For those of you mothers who have a father, that your children have a father, and you're having your own personal grievances with this man because he don't want to be with you no more, let it go. Let it the hell go. Stop talking about this man. Stop talking about him to your mama. Stop telling your business, because your mama was not in the room holding your leg while y'all were procreating. Okay? She wasn't in there. So, since she wasn't in there, leave her out the business. Stop getting cheerleaders on your team for your mess. Stop it. Stop telling your sisters and your cousins and your neighbors and whoever about him because you salty. Man, if you salty, go put that salt on a salad, eat it, and shut the hell up. Stop that. Because what you're doing is you creating a negative image in that child's mind, and it is going to come back to bite you. I'm telling you. If you ever seen the movie Frankenstein or Dr. Frankenstein, and Frankenstein was not the monster. The doctor's name was Frankenstein. The monster was the monster of Frankenstein. And he pieced that monster together from bits and pieces of other people. And he gave it a heart. He gave it a heart. Okay? Now, when that thing rose up off that table, one of the first things it did, it destroyed its maker. So y'all keep creating these damn monsters in your own homes with these KDs and these Jordans and these Coogis and this and that, and you dressing them up to look all pretty on the outside, and they ain't got nothing inside. Nothing inside. Beautiful on the outside, empty as hell inside. They gumballs. They like gumballs. Got that pretty outer and that hollow inner. But once you bite down in there and get into their middle, you find out this ain't worth a damn. This ain't what I thought. It's only good for a minute, because your kids are gumballs, hollow. You wonder why they so conceited, why they're so mean, why they're so evil, why they're so disrespectful. That's because you're not putting no God in them. You're not putting a sense of self-worth in them. You're not putting a sense of community in them. You're not putting a sense of service in them. You're just putting Nikes and Jordans on them. We gotta stop, moms. We gotta stop. Stop dressing them up and build them up. Put them in a church program. Put them in a mentoring program. Put them in a youth group. Get them involved in community. Take them down somewhere and let them feed the homeless. Let them see that other people are far less, worse off. Let them see that their blessings are greater than even they know. We got to stop dressing them up, and we got to build them up. Because what we really do, we dress them up, but we break them down. Because we tell them you stupid, and you this, and you that, and you just like your dad, and I wish you was never born, and I can't stand you, and you get on my damn nerves. Ooh, I can't wait till you get out my house. That's what we do. But then we wonder why they are what they are. Hold on. Part 4 coming.